Kani kadai ka Batisi TV, bat pidang pet ya ka kubor baman kasni, belawan rasha pi da ka rupa, ringkat bat ka orange Nissan, lom sopo near Fabricate Shnong.
New Nissan Kicks. Bookings open now.
Kumshi bentaban sngoto ya ka jing bat banwara aru ya ka jing jan hapadang ipaj ba ha ki Shnong Khappud ka Sorkar Jylla kala Bthah ya ki Myntri Sorkar bagi dei ban hier Jurip hi daladi ya ki Shnong ki badon ha Khappud ka Jylla Assam bat kari Bangladesh. Myntri rama ka Jylla konrad ke sangma ha ka jing kren bat kilat pathai kubor ulaong kumba ka long mantahi ki Shnong ki badon ha ka thain Khappud ki duna ba ha borok ki liang la ka long ha ka lenti ka sengken ka umbam ka umdi ka koit ka khia ka pule ka puthi bat ki wei kilat jing mantoi.
That the opportunity has always been there between India and Bangladesh, and but there have been constraints. Number one, infrastructure constraint. Number two, policy. Some small policy changes need to be made. And number three, people-to-people contact. These three constraints have kind of not led to the kind of economic activity that could have taken place between Bangladesh and India. So to answer your question, it's a process which will take time. It's not something that I go in one trip and we expect the changes, and that's the reason why in my trip this time we must have met more than 30 groups. We had more than 30 meetings in 4 days, and it was a very fruitful meeting, and we got to understand and hear from the stakeholders what the issues were. So it gave us a very good idea of what needs to be done. Now for a simple thing, example, even for the visas, so I went and I visited the immigration office in Dauki, and also obviously I saw it in the other side of the border also. And we could see that small infrastructural improvements need to be done on our side. And therefore, this was a very basic issue which doesn't come to your notice until unless you actually drive through it. So normally if you take a flight, you would not really see what the people are facing. So small things like this, we got to understand that there was an issue of connectivity as well as infrastructure in the border areas. I'm hoping that now in the next days and months and years to come, that all the departments now will start making individual trips. We're tying up with the chambers of commerce with each other. We're tying up tour operators. We're trying to connect entrepreneurs. We're trying to send groups from here to there and from there to here. We want our people to visit the Dhaka jail, where we visited and saw and paid our respects there to our freedom fighter Uttaraj Singh. So I think it'll be good to Jentepur. People should go and see where the Jentiya king used to stay and live in the winters. So I think all these things is an opportunity where we can start. So we will do all these aspects, and it will take some time. As I said, it's not that in one day it will change, but there are many things we need to do, and infrastructure is definitely one of them. I can also tell you that Bangladesh is moving very fast in terms of their infrastructure development, and within a very short time, keeping in mind the long term, a very short time, the connectivity from main cities like Leit and Dhaka to Chittagong port and other important locations is going to come up. You see, and they are almost ready. The question is, if we wake up after 3 years, 4 years, when these things are ready, then we'll need another 3-4 years to take advantage of what is going to be ready in 3-4 years. So I think the timing is good. Knowing the plans that they have, the market accessibility that they're going to have in the long run, I think Meghalaya also needs to come out with the right policies, with the right system, with the right infrastructure to be able to take advantages of what is happening in the region. And I think Tripura, for example, has really advanced a lot in this. They have connected with the traders out there, and they are really moving very fast. Simple examples I can give you is like the products that are in the list of import and export. See, now these lists, anything can be imported from Bangladesh into India, but from India to Bangladesh there is restriction. And the reason why these restrictions have been there is because nobody has moved to ask for those restrictions to be removed in those products. Now Tripura has taken an initiative, and 15 more products have been included or removed, from the restriction list for Tripura now. So similarly, Meghalaya has to do that exercise. So these are policy matters that we need to look into. Now, for example, for goods, for our fruits and our vegetables to go to Dhaka or to go to Sylhet or Bangladesh to be sold there in the food processing plants. There needs to be testing labs in our exit points. We do have the exit points and we do have the manpower, we have the building, but we don't have the labs. So even though those products are not in the restriction list, but because we don't have labs in these locations, we're not able to sell our product to Bangladesh. So I think these kind of constraints are there. We need to work around all of this. And I think a robust infrastructure and a robust mechanism, even for ensuring that checking and all these things are done properly, I think these aspects need to be looked into. But keeping all those challenges aside, keeping all those constraints aside, my point being that there is a huge opportunity, and we need to be ready to take that opportunity in our hands. And I think next 3-4 years is going to be a very, very important phase for the economic development in this region as a whole. Prime Minister of India and Prime Minister of Bangladesh have been working closely on it. I had the opportunity to sit for almost an hour with the Bangladesh Prime Minister, and she shared her vision about the economic development in the region as a whole. And I think there is a lot that can be done. It was one of the important subjects we discussed in this meeting, including with Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. And in that I mentioned to her about tourism, horticulture, minerals and trade, value addition, and power. So power is one area which we are also looking at, and it makes a lot of sense. To answer your question, there are almost close to about 5-6 projects which are in the phase of being implemented for upgradation, and some new, which will as a whole add about 700 megawatts to our capacity. And if that were to happen, then we would have some power to sell to Bangladesh. So we are working towards completing those projects as soon as possible. But these are very massive projects which require a lot of effort and obviously funds also. So looking at all those aspects, we're trying to move. But once that does happen, then yes, power to Bangladesh is one area that we are really looking at. Also, we're looking at being the transit from Bhutan to Bangladesh. So even when they sell the power from Bhutan, so the infrastructure can be, Meghalaya infrastructure can be